available for campus as he's a free agent, but obviously reports with Odell Beckham having interest in the Chiefs. Have they come to you? Have you put out a recruiting pitch to Odell to bring him to Kansas City? Would you like to have him here with the team?
Yeah, obviously he's a really good football player who's done a lot of great things in this league. But I'll leave that stuff up to Veach. I mean, he does a great job of bringing great players in. He's always looking around and trying to see what he can do to make the team better. And so I'll let him handle that, and I'll focus on this opponent this week and go out there and try to play with whoever's on that field.
So no recruiting on your part?
They haven't reached out to me or anything like that to do any of that. So, obviously, I know that he's a talented player and everything like that. But all you can do is focus on the day at hand, especially this season. And so for me, it's focusing on the best practice I can have right now, and let that all handle itself.
Patrick, you mentioned pretty early in the season, in the second or third game, about the key to be on the same page as receivers when you see a zone coverage. Where do you think you guys are with that?
Yeah, I think we're still working through it, but we've done a great job of it in my entire career. I mean, it's not like we've never faced zone coverage before. We've usually been pretty good against zone coverage. This year, not even this year, really just these last couple weeks, we haven't had a couple of great weeks. But we're excited for the opportunity to go up against a good football team this week, and I'm sure they're going to play some similar coverages. We know we've played against Coach Bradley for a long time, and he always has a great defense. So we're excited for the challenge of going up there and trying to see a way to have more positive results on Sunday.
And what's sort of the process of getting on them? Is it just in the film room that you watch a play and you sort of think through with the other guy and see what he's thinking? Like, what is that process?
Yeah, I think you just go out to practice and you try to treat it as much like a game as possible. You go through the week of practice and try to have a great day every single day and great reps every single rep. And then when you get to game day, you let it handle itself. Obviously, it's been bad these last few weeks. It hadn't been the way that you've been accustomed to us seeing, but it's no different than what we were doing at the beginning of the year when we were having success. So if I had a bet on it, I bet we'd kind of figure it out here soon, and hopefully this week is the first week of taking that step.
Are teams doing more disguising their zones and making you think it's one thing? Is that evolving a little bit as you've gotten through the league?
I mean, not necessarily. So every team kind of has their own little thing that they do here and there, but it's a lot of the same defenses that we've seen all year long. It comes down to execution, and I keep saying it over and over again. But when you don't execute in this league, you don't score points. And you've seen that these last few weeks, and you saw the weeks when we were executing, we were scoring points. So I think that's just on us to go out there and execute at a higher level, starting with me.
I know you talk about, you all talk about immediately after the game what you should have done or what you could have done in the game to play better. But when you go back and look on film, like you look at the film have you looked at the film from Sunday's game?
Yeah.
What is it that you're seeing that's contributing to the fact that you all are struggling so much offensively over the last few weeks?
Yeah, go back to it. It's execution. I mean, there's plays where guys are open that I'm not hitting. There's plays here and there that we haven't made a play happen. That's it. At the end of the day, we're calling plays. Guys are getting open. I got to find those guys, get it to them, and they got to catch the ball and move the chains at the end of the day. And so it's a thing where it starts with me. I got to be better. I understand that. But I trust in the guys that they're gonna make plays happen. I'm gonna keep throwing in the ball, and when we run it, I know we have the offensive line and the running backs to do that as well.
You were asked after the game about that play from the second quarter where you took that shot down the field to Hardman, and you talked about how you felt about that. Have you changed your feelings about that after looking at the video and thinking about it for a couple of days? Do you feel any differently about that particular play?
I mean, obviously it didn't work, so I'd rather have thrown it to probably Trav since he was open and got a completion. But I'm gonna take shots. I mean, we've been the last few years. I've taken those shots and they've worked. I've taken those shots and they haven't worked, and we've still been able to find ways to score points. So that drive ended up stalling out after that one. So when you look back at it, it definitely is something that you would have probably thrown it to someone else, but.
just like an awesome play. Can you guys build off that moving forward, do you think?
Yeah, I think so for sure. And I think it just shows that when we need to make a play, guys are going to step up and make plays. I mean, that entire last play, how the offensive line blocked, how Jerick McKinnon stepped up and hit a big linebacker and basically looked like an offensive lineman because of how he was holding it down up there up front. And then Tyreek coming back to the ball, making a tough catch and taking a hit. I mean, it shows that when it comes down to it, that whole entire drive, guys stepped up, made plays, and we were able to find a way to win the game with the football.
Last one, Steve. To Bill, last question. That play, that was classic you, right? At the end of the game, you're rolling out to your right and flinging it to Tyreek. Is that a sigh of relief for you that, like, hey, I can still do it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've known that I still have that in me. Obviously, it hadn't happened these last few weeks, but I trust that myself, the guys that we have on this offense, that we can do what we want to do. We just have to go out there and do it, and that takes practice, that takes execution, that takes belief in each other, and I think we all still have that.
Thanks, Patrick.